Hey, welcome back to another episode of Real Conversation. I'm your host, Nicole Jones,
And I'm Planetary.
and we have an amazing show for you guys tonight. But first and foremost, I'm sorry. How you doing over there, Kwana? How was your day today?
Day was great. And that's it. Nothing to write home about. It was a good day. A bit tired, but for the most part, because I'm always running around doing so many different things. But still, it was a good day. How about you?
Today was it was a great day. It was a productive day for me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we love it when we get things done. But other than that, it was a regular day.
Good. All right. We like regular days. Sometimes, when there's too many things going on, we don't get a chance to focus on ourselves. So I'm happy that at least it was a regular day. Hopefully, you got some rest and you were able to kind of just reset.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, so once again, thank you all. We hope, for just coming back and vibing with us and hanging with us. We have, I think we're on episode 20 at this time. So we're moving and shaking. And like I said, we thank you all for vibing and checking in with us and also just supporting us through everything that we do, whether it's real conversation or otherwise. Like Nicole said, we have a great show for you today. The first thing that I want to talk about, and it happened prior to us going live this Thursday, but it happened last week, and then there's still some chatter about it. So I kind of want to chime in on it as well. Megan Kelly, she has her own podcast, and she had some choice words to say about Beyonce on Twitter in response to her Levi's campaign, her ad that she came out with. Now, Megan has not been a friend of Beyonce's at all. She had an issue with Beyonce going into country music, along with other country artists and radio stations. But she chimed in a lot of things when it came to Beyonce. But this particular thing that she talked about was a little off-putting to me, so I kind of wanted to bring it up. So I'm going to go to the tweet that she put, and I'll also um, kind of provide some context to it, right? So Megan Kelly, she says, this is the opposite of the Sydney Sweeney ad. Quite clearly, there is nothing natural about Beyonce. Everything from her image to her fame to her success to her look below is bought and paid for. It screams artificial, fake, enhanced, and trying too hard. So now what she is referring to is the Sydney Sweeney ad, which was an American Eagle ad that just actually came out. And Sydney Sweeney is here. She has a bunch of other pictures as well. But this is one of the American Eagle ads that Sydney Sweeney has out there. And then we cut to Beyonce's Levi's jeans ad, and you see her here. So while, yes, she may have, the blonde hair, which is not her natural hair color, I don't believe that Beyonce's body was bought and paid, was paid for. I think she's just really, she's built like that. She's been very curvy for a very long time. So when it comes to this tweet of Megan Kelly, I just feel like she has always had a problem with Beyonce and everything that she does, from her going into Cowboy Carter, going into country music, maybe saying that she does not belong, almost like she cannot go into that era or that genre of music. And she was even snubbed at the Country Music Awards in 2024 when she sang her daddy's lessons with on the Country Music Awards. I don't know, Nicole. I just feel like they always have something to say about me. They always have something to say about her. However, I feel like this was not warranted. One, because Beyonce had that Levi's campaign way before even Sydney Sweeney had that American Eagle ad. And
Right.
it's like she just minded her business, drinking her water. She's getting her money. Like I said, like Megan Kelly has never had anything nice to say about Beyonce ever. I have not. I don't know anything else. Or I haven't. I don't even know a time when she even said something nice about her. Even during the Cowboy Carter tour, Beyonce has a clip of something that Megan said about her, which was of course negative. Um, she said something about her, and last year. So Beyonce put a clip of that in her Cowboy Carter tour. So of course
Okay.
Megan Kelly had something to say about that. But it was almost like Beyonce's like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna clap back. Here you go. And keep in mind, while people are saying that Beyonce, some people say that Beyonce is, should not be in country music or whatever it may be. Levi's jeans, like her ad pulls so much money, so much revenue for the brand. So they did a great job with putting her on there. Like that was a great marketing strategy. But I feel like Megan Kelly's just a freaking hater, and that's just all that.
That's what I was gonna say. This sounds like a bunch of hateration going on over there for
Goodness.
her. To even compare Beyonce to the young to what's her name?
Sydney
Queen?
Sweeney. Hmm.
I don't understand. First of all, their body types are different.
Yeah.
What's fake about Beyonce? What, her dyeing her hair? Okay. We know it's her hair. It's her hair. So what's so fake about it besides the color? Um, Listen, the young lady, Miss Sweeney, she looks really good in her ad. Beyonce looks amazing in her ad. We're
Hmm.
Team B. Okay. So
Hmm.
uh no hate there.
Yeah.
And country music. She is from Texas. Number one. She is a country girl. Why can't she sing country music?
Now, there are so many black country music artists that do not get the exposure. And Beyonce, having a platform being as big as she is, she introduced the black country artists that are out there, at least some of them, and she added them to her album. Like Shabuzi is a country artist. You have a couple of other ladies that on Blackbirds.
K Michelle is also K Michelle.
Right. So she was singing
Mhm.
country at one time. So it's a bunch of black artists that don't get the exposure that they deserve. And a lot of this country music, if we want to talk about it, let's be real. Where did it derive from? We need to stop trying to
They're the
take,
one that started it.
that's a different conversation, but
Hmm.
that's a conversation that people don't want to have. It has not always been, you know, the palm color folks that own that. Okay. And
Yeah.
that's me just putting it lightly,
Yeah.
So we need to really understand that. And I think that they sometimes don't understand it or they forget the history. If they knew
I
the
don't think they
history.
forget. I don't think they forgot
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
It
Yeah.
just is what it is.
Mhm.
It goes back to the times when with jazz and what's it called, the blues,
The
when
blues, yes.
they, our people sang their songs and it got ripped off from being heard, and they redid the whole song, different tone, everything, same words. They didn't write it. Like, come on, let's just, the rhythm and blues. It happens, everything. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, I love Elvis, right? But
Right.
how many songs did Elvis re-sing that belong to an African American?
Yeah.
It
You
just is
know,
what it is.
yep, yep. The Beach Boys, a lot of those songs, and we watch, documentaries and other biopics that are out there that depict that. They portray. They actually put all of that stuff in these movies, and they can tell you how they just kind of record it,
Hmm.
then it doesn't get played mainstream, and then somebody else can come and just take it right from under them, as if they
Hmm.
didn't write it, if they didn't sing it. So, you know, this right here, like I said, is more. with Megan Kelly. Like I feel like she just has like a vendetta against Beyonce. Like everything is just literal hate at this point. She can do no good. So I think with her coming and saying that, it is her opinion and she's entitled to it. Excuse me. However, not many people agree with her. But it's gonna be what it's gonna be. All you did was give her free press. All you did was allow people to click and go to these ads and see what she's doing and follow her, even if they follow her to hate. Thank you for the follow, right?
Right. A follow is a follow.
Follow is a follow. So, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more to come on that. And I think Beyonce hasn't responded to it. However, she put the pictures of the ad out, and she's gonna keep doing what she's doing. She keeps going. I think we're now in she's going into act 3 from her renaissance. So Renaissance act 1, Cowboy Carter was act 2, then we have act 3. She's not playing any games. Everything is strategic, and Megan Kelly can talk all she wants, but Beyonce's still gonna be her, and that's it.
Listen, she's not stopping Beyonce from doing what it is that she's doing. So
no.
I don't understand, why she gotta go for her. She doesn't care.
Yeah. I think that
her best life.
Exactly. And I think, like, let me show you. There was let me tell you. There was one comment that she made about her, which was kind of off-putting to me as well. When she talked about her just being privileged, because when Beyonce placed something in her Cowboy Carter tour, and one of the visuals, she said, Megan Kelly says, she's like privileged, she's entitled, she's not only the most famous face in the world, but and she's the most richest, and then on her own, but don't even add in her husband, who's just as equally as talented and famous. So she was just saying it like, why would she, put me in there? Why does she have to say something about me? Because she didn't want that negative press. But it's like, okay, you said it. You said it, so own up to it, right? And then move on, But, child, I don't know. I'm going to see what happens with this. I know there's probably going to be more to come, but I'm going to tell B, keep doing your thing, girl, because me, I'm a Beyonce fan and I'm a Jay fan as well. So
absolutely,
keep doing your thing and let the haters hate, because they're gonna hate regardless. Just make your money. Always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper.
Hey. Well, anyway, oh my goodness. So, do you not remember back in the day when you had to plug up your the cord in order for you to get online?
Child, that signal of death, okay? That it was like dial up. It was dial up. You couldn't receive phone calls. Oh my goodness, I remember that, and it was just like, I know my grandmother when it first came, online first came out or whatever, and she plugged it in. We would unplug the phone. She's like, somebody said they tried to call me. We were like,
that part right there.
Kids today will never know the struggles. Okay,
they will never understand what we had to go through just to get online, just so we can do what's it called, the instant messengers and all that other stuff. Okay, we had to plug it up,
MySpace,
so we can get some form of connection. Woo! MySpace, Black Planet, all of that. Okay, well, it's the end of an era. Okay, 34 years, guys. 34 years. AOL has shut down their online services. There's like whatever package if I didn't even know, first of all, AOL was still around. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
In my mind, I'm like, they still around? Like,
so I'm like, wait, hold on. So wait, is my email still there?
Like, I didn't even know.
Listen, it's crazy. It's been a nice run for AOL. We appreciate your services. Y'all helped us out. But we're gonna say rest in peace to AOL. internet services. 34 years is a long run.
Yeah, you did
We
your
want
good
to
one.
thank you guys for helping us, connect to each other
Mm,
on what was it? What was it again? MySpace,
MySpace.
Black Planet.
And a lot of
Facebook
other
came up in
things.
here right before, the internet started getting a little better.
Yeah.
So Facebook, the beginning before it crashed.
AOL, America Online. There was nothing better
Woo.
to hear when you heard you got mail.
Girl, let me tell you something about that. You got mail,
I'm
okay?
like, oh, I got
So
mail.
excited, so
Hey,
excited, okay? You have the instant messenger. Like when you were at work, everybody was on instant messenger when you was at work, okay? And I'm talking about all our office jobs, okay? That messenger was at the bottom of that screen.
yep, yep. Cause didn't want to miss anything.
You don't want to miss
Oh
anything.
man, 34 years. This is,
34 years.
I put AOL up there, with beepers, pages. Put it up there with, because even during that time when we had our cell phones, free after 9, remember
Ooh.
that?
Next tell.
Like, yo, call me after 9. My minutes, no, I remember. Like, hello, everything all right? All right, call me after 9.
Yo,
I
if
put
you have
them
a
up
next
there
cell
with that.
phone, people will
Next
bleep.
up with the
They'll
shirt.
bleep. And wait, it wasn't 9, it was 7. It was
No, it
7.
was 9 first, and
It
then
was
it was
9 first?
7. It was
Oh, it
started
might have
out
been
with free
9.
after 9,
Oh
and
my
then it went
gosh.
to 7. Yes.
No, that's crazy.
Yep.
So we're showing our ages over here, okay?
I remember, and I feel like I said, they're up there with them with that, it's that era, where
Yeah.
things weren't readily available to us. When
Mhm.
when America Online came, it was such a huge thing because we could go in and look up certain things, and a lot of things that were available, and they're starting to become available on the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
But prior to that, it was going, when I'm doing my papers for college and high school and in junior high school, it's, let me look in these encyclopedias. My grandmother had that
Mhm.
whole Britannica.
Yes,
You
we all have that.
so these kids would never know what it is to kind of look for things, to have to search for it. Like now they could just, key it in a computer and it'll come up. But we
And
had to
everything's right there,
literally
yeah.
search for the information to get it. Now
Yeah.
everything is readily available to them. But, when RIP AOL and that whole era, MySpace, I mean, that was everything. That's the era of, playing the music on your phone and then turn it down. Yo, I can't come to the phone right now, but you leave your name and number. Then turn the music back up. That's all
No,
that
that's
was
funny.
my era.
I remember getting I went for a job and the employer called and had to leave me a message, and they're leaving me a message, but before they do that they're laughing. But guess what? I got the job.
Listen.
So yeah,
Oh my goodness.
good
That's like
times.
the stuff that we used to do. It's like, wow. Like when you think about it, it was good. It was good times. So good
Good
times. We
times.
had a great time. But to think about it, like all the stuff that we used to do back then, and AOL is a part of that history. So thank you to AOL, America Online, for 34 wonderful years. Thank you for being a part of our history, our growing up, our memories, our legacy, right? Thank you for being a part of that, because we definitely appreciate you all. So, wow, I cannot believe it. 34 years. Nicole,
Yeah.
that Nextel was everything.
What?
And Nextel was everything you did, and then Nokia came out, had us all in the chokehold. Okay.
And then the sidekicks.
What? And then the sidekicks. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
We had
What was the two-way pager?
Motorola two-way page. Yes. I feel like that's such a great time to grow up.
Listen, we had a lot of fun back there. These kids will never understand what it means to have some real fun because back then, first of all, those of us who didn't have phones, we had pages. Okay, we had the pages. You had to go to the pay phone. Okay, to call that person back.
Yeah, yeah. And you try to go to the pay. You try to use the payphone with the callback number.
Woo! Remember that? They can call you back. That's right. That's right.
With the callback number.
Mm-hmm. And majority of them, they all had callback numbers. Then
but not all of them
are type of.
Not all of them are like Publix, because some of them had the number on the remember on the little sticker on the phone booth. Some of them had the numbers. The other ones did not have them, so you have to kind of figure out what number it was. But I would just kind of search around and I would find a phone book.
No. What I was gonna say was, the street pharmacists are the ones that kind of messed up, the payphone situation because they used to use that for their system.
Yes. Yes.
For all the payphones that got taken down and stuff like that. Even though I think that they still need it because a lot of people don't have cell phones still.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's something that we should have, but a lot of people have. There's so much people out here with so many people with a cell phone that the payphones wouldn't really get the revenue that they need, so. But then again,
I think they
might.
We got people that don't want they numbers on certain people's phone coming up on certain people's phone, so they would use the payphone.
Now they just use them. They text me now numbers.
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, who is this? They were hello. I'm like,
please take that sucker away, okay? Right. I mean, in the beginning, it was cool, to have or whatever the case may be. But now the way people are utilizing their services, using those text me now, no, listen.
Those text now numbers, free text apps or whatever else. Like, people are so stupid. They use these things thinking that they can't be tracked, but they can.
Yes, everything is trackable.
Yes, because even with Telegram, people try to do stuff on Telegram, right? And that can be tracked too. Telegram. If they want to subpoena those records, they can subpoena those records. Like, sir, ma'am, you're not hiding anything. Your digital footprint is there.
Let them know.
Your digital footprint is there, but whatever. That's another topic. But yeah, I miss those days. So again, AOL, RIP. I miss it. Like I said, I didn't even know they were still around. Like, I didn't know they were still online. So I'm like, I said RIP like 10 years ago. Like,
that's a whole pack.
Oh, okay, they still around. So listen, officially RIP to AOL.
Who else was literally plugging up, putting the cord up in there just to get a dial-up? Who was doing that now? That's crazy.
No one. Imagine when call waiting came, right? When call waiting started to come, and it's like, all right, woo, this was great because before, if somebody was on the phone, that phone was busy. Okay,
yeah, I remember it came up on the computer. They said, "What was that? When is that happening?"
Yes, so it was like busy. As soon as somebody, my grandmother be on the phone 2 hours. Who you on the phone with, lady? Even though she paid for her phone, but my people trying to call me, and so when call waiting came, and then we were able to get the Bell Atlantic.
Yep.
Bell Atlantic little call waiting box. I'm like, oh, I can see it was calling. Oh, it was great. Oh, it was a great time to be alive. Now I'm shunning people. I'm like, who this?
Nope, not answering that call.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't know you.
It was such a good time to be alive. Such a good time. Oh my goodness. I'm happy to have experienced that time in this lifetime. Yeah, so I mean, what happens, when love isn't enough, and then there becomes this emotional disconnection from your partner? how do you navigate that? And I guess that leads into our next topic, emotional disconnection in relationships. And I know
Hmm.
we've spoken about this many a times before, and it's something where when the communication changes, when your partner isn't acting the same and things of that nature, how do you navigate that?
Or when the emotional attraction fades, or like when your partner, you're in a relationship and they don't see you, they're not being attentive to your needs and stuff like that. Um, Listen, I came across this post, but I seen this young lady, you know, sleeping the opposite way from her partner. And when I read what it said, I was just, taken back by it, because so many people go through this situation. And I just want to read what it says. I'm sorry, guys. It says emotional attraction fades 3 times faster than physical attraction when a partner doesn't feel seen, heard, or valued.
Mm,
And that's, is very important. And when your partner doesn't pay attention to whatever is needed in that situation,
mhm.
that could be a little you know heartbreaking.
Agreed. It's a lot, and it's so much to unpack there, because you have literally exited the relationship emotionally when you don't feel as if you can speak to your significant other. When you feel
Hmm.
that your significant other isn't even doing the work to try to understand how you're feeling in certain aspects. Once you become emotionally disconnected, it's hard to kind of get that back, because
Right.
most times when you cheat with someone, when women cheat with somebody, that's emotional. In a lot of
Yeah.
cases, there's an emotional attachment there, because that person isn't giving you what you want. With men, more times it's like a physical attraction. But
Hmm.
with women, it's an emotional attraction.
Yeah.
And it's because you weren't giving that woman what she needed on that emotional level, and now she's gone to someone else, and that person's laughing at her jokes. That
Yeah.
person is giving her, saying that she's beautiful, and I think that it's important, as men and women, for us to realize each other's love languages, and we spoke about
Hmm.
right before. So
Yeah. It's very important, because when a person doesn't feel love from the person that they're laying next to, it's when women don't feel it, and the disconnect, like once we stop fighting with you, once we stop like trying to make this work, we've already left the building. We've already left the building. And I don't know if you're able to get that person back. I guess it depends on, everybody's situation is a little different. It depends. But what do you think, Shaquana? Because I know once I disconnect, if I'm this way and you that way, oh, I'm gone. Because when we sleep, I'm like, under you. Like I want to be like in your skin. So I was just like, this picture spoke to me. It's like it speaks volumes to me.
it really does, and you're right. That picture, to me, I can see myself in a couple of relationships. That's me in that picture. It's you know disconnecting from it. I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to. There's no intimacy there within us. And I think that it's in, like you said, once your emotions have left the building, it's really hard to even try to come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do, that means that substantial work was put in to ensure that you come back from that, or you do a 180. You don't go back to where you were. You don't do a 360. You both do a 180 in a relationship. it is imperative that communication happens, that
Mhm.
you understand each other's love languages, because I may like acts of service and you might want me to, you might want to do physical attraction, physical touch, so many, it's important for you to understand that, so you're always giving that person what they need. And sometimes you could be doing everything that you are supposed to be doing, but it's still not enough. Either that
Right.
person isn't voicing that to you, or it's just not enough. Some people are just never satisfied, and I've experienced people like that they're just never satisfied with what you give them, or they have a appetite for many different partners. It just
Mhm.
happens like that.
I just want to read something real quick.
Hmm.
It says, feeling seen, heard, and valued isn't extra. It's survival. It's the foundation of trust and connection. Without that, even the strongest physical chemistry starts to feel empty.
Very true. And you know what it is too. Once you start to disconnect that way, you gain different interests than what your partner, than your partner. So you both you end up gaining different insight and interest, and it's like you're no longer connecting, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and it's like, I like this now, I don't like that. But how does your partner know that you like this now if you're not connecting, if you're not talking, if you're not communicating that?
Hmm.
It yeah. And I'm not a relationship guru by any means. I've just been in a lot of them. And and I can recognize what I did wrong, and then try to change it. Try to. Not everybody's the same, but I can recognize, like, me, the part that I play in it. Because sometimes I would just shut down and not talk or whatever else. And it's something that we have to. If you want to continue to work on a relationship, you have to communicate. You have to talk about your likes, dislikes. You got to do all of that, because how could you say that you're not feeling seen if you're not saying anything? Your
That's
partner,
called
your
emotional
partner,
growth.
yes. So that's it.
Hmm.
Emotional growth, and your partner, you are a direct reflection of your partner.
Hmm.
So it's like, if you aren't there yet, then your partner can't. They're not mind readers. They don't know what you're going through. They don't know, what's happening in that head of yours. So,
Hmm.
and I think that's where all of that stems from too, is not being able to communicate with your partner, or feeling like inadequate sometimes.
And communication is key. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. You still have to communicate.
Agreed, agreed. That picture speaks, it speaks volumes. With and a lot of relationships and marriages are
Hmm.
experiencing this very thing at this moment, and they don't know how to get back to where they were. And you said something in a previous segment about making sure that you're friends first, right?
Hmm.
And I think it's important. I've realized that, in being able to be vulnerable with your partner as if they were your friend. You could talk to them
Hmm.
about anything. Nothing is repeated outside of it. Like, you have developed that trust in your,
Yeah.
your partner, and I think that helps a lot, because when there are things that are going awry, that friendship is what you can pull on. Like, okay, listen,
Hmm.
have a come to Jesus meeting real quick.
Yeah.
You know.
For
So
sure.
yeah, but I think yeah, I don't know, Nicole. What do you think?
I mean, I said what I thought about this. There's just one more thing. Uh, so you know how you can be attracted to somebody, but don't feel emotionally connected. That attraction becomes frustrating, and it turns into longing or worse, resentment. And I believe I've experienced that before myself. And it does become like you become withdrawn, and that's not a good place to be in your relationship.
Really quickly, can you read that one more time? I didn't catch it.
Okay. It said, You might find someone attractive, but if you don't feel emotionally connected, that attraction becomes frustrating. It turns into longing or worse, resentment.
Hmm.
Yeah, I felt that before, and I know how it feels, and it's not a good feeling, and it's not a good place to be. And especially if you're living with that person, if you have kids with that person, it is just heartbreaking, and you don't know how you got there. And I don't wish that on anyone. So, you know, if you have communication, no matter, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad communication, as long as you're communicating with a calm mind, with it ease mind, calm tones, just be able to like just speak it out. You can get through anything. I mean, that's just what I believe in.
Mhm.
You can say what you have to say as long as your tone is one level. Don't There's no reason for screaming. But no one should be going to bed and feeling like this. Feeling like you don't know what's going on. Like he looked like he's sleeping. I mean, he could be looking just exactly how she's looking. We don't see that part,
Right.
or he could be sleeping, and she's the one thinking about what just took place before they got into bed. I don't know.
Humility is important. Sometimes we're in our pride and our ego. Like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna apologize. I'm not gonna, And sometimes we need to humble ourselves and be vulnerable with our partners and say, hey, listen, this is what you've done to hurt me. Now, if I've done something to hurt you, I'm sorry for that as well because
Hmm.
it wasn't my intent. Or we may have said things um, that we may have said things out of anger. Maybe we both were feeling, however, it was relayed in a negative way. And
Right.
whatever it is, it's important for like this particular stance in the bedroom is like the bedroom is supposed to be your happy space, it's supposed to be your zen, your peace, right? And your partner is supposed to bring you that peace. You have a peace within yourself, but your
Hmm.
partner complements that. And there's always strife and chaos and confusion and all types of stuff in the relationship, that kind of spills over into every aspect of your life, work, life, friendships, everything. It just kind of spills over into that. So it's important for at least that to be intact because when you go out there and have to face the world, you can come back home and say, you know what, I'm with my person and I feel safe here. Um,
Right.
and feeling safe, whether you're a man or a woman in relationship, is very, very important. Um, well, that is it. Do you have any tips on emotional disconnect? How can you get back to it? Get back to where you were? Do you have any tips?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm sorry, guys. I know. I usually have my little thing there, but no. All I can say is like I've been saying. Communicate. Always listen. Communication is key, and just knowing how to communicate. If you know that you're angry, calm yourself down before saying something. But yeah, just and always be true to yourself. Okay, and don't second guess yourself on what needs to be said, because if it's in your brain, that means it needs to be said. If it's on your heart, that means it needs to be said. It's just the way you say it. That's all.
Yeah, and emotional maturity is very important. Um, check yourself. Check yourself at the door. It has taken me so much time and to kind of get back to myself and say, okay, what is it that I'm not doing?
Ooh, accountability.
Yes. What is it that I'm not doing that allowed this situation to go awry, right? So
Mhm.
it's important for us, like you said, accountability, emotional maturity, being
Mhm.
able to effectively communicate your emotions without anger, without belittling your partner,
Mhm.
whatever it is, without escalating the argument. You have to de-escalate. That's the purpose of it,
Mhm.
right? So having that emotional maturity to be able to look at the situation and say, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't say this, or maybe I should say this, whatever it is, to navigate the relationship in a way that you will come to an effective resolution where both of you are on the same page. So
Yeah.
and I think that acknowledging your feelings, acknowledging your partner's feelings as well, because they're entitled to feel the way that they want to feel,
Mm-hmm.
whether you agree with it or not. They're entitled to it, right? And you have to understand that, and then approach it in a way that is not demeaning to that person. So,
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, you know, basically, like, the one thing that we do as a human is we always point the finger at the other person. We never take, accountability for our actions, what took place at that very moment for it to get to where it got. I'm not saying that you was the aggressor. I'm not saying that you was 100% at fault, but it do take two parties.
yes,
So whatever happened, there's an action and there's a reaction. So whatever took place, wherever you stand in that scenario, understand it, look at it, dissect it, fix it, and then circle back around and just go from there.
great advice. Great
Thank
advice.
you.
Well, thank you so much for watching Real Conversation. Again, I am your host, Planetary.
And I'm your host, Nicole Jones.
And we broadcast live on YouTube every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we also are broadcasting live on Facebook as well. Nicole, where can they find us on Facebook?
You can find us at Real Conversations 2021 and Real Conversations.
Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for watching, and God bless.